mom jokes, and I will love it because I didn't say anything about your mom jokes yet, and it's just natural. I'm like, yes, the mom jokes are still here.
Dude, me and Mikey Poo, like, because I fucking set myself up for a perfect Yo Mama joke the other day, you know? And it was just like, it was so perfect. I forgot what the fuck it was. But then I came up, then I said, like I said the phrase, whatever the fuck it was, I forgot it was. But, I said the Your Mama joke after I said the fucking thing, so I, like, set myself up, you know? I feel like, and Mike Poo was like, you know, that's against the rules of the Your Mama joke. Fucking,
yeah, you can't just, like, realize that you're super open and then just fucking say it yourself to defend
and I was like, this is like...
We live in a world where everybody's just fucking mama joking off their own shit and it's not fun anymore.
I was like, this is like Your Mama joke jujitsu. You gotta fucking hurry
yourself up.
Yeah. Well,
let me ask you a question.
You gotta fucking save yourself before you
get
your mama on, you know?
Did you?
But then we made a rule.
Your mama on.
We made a rule.
to the annals.
That's a great one.
We added it to the annals, dude.
No, we
joke history, the annals, dude.
Oh.
No, seriously, we made a rule that you can't fucking set yourself up for your mom joke. Like, if you're listening...
What if...
Because we don't want to live in a world.
You totally can.
Like that.
Okay, so what if you just happen to say something...
That's what I said, dude.
And then after you say it, you realize it'd be perfect for your mama joke.
Well, that's what your mom jokes are for.
Well, I mean, if nobody fucking says it, you have to say it. You know what I mean?
Well that's, I feel like that's like an accident. I feel like you can't say it out loud. I think if it's like you don't get a reaction. That's what your mama jokes are for. Reaction.
Yeah.
Straight reaction jokes.
I feel you. I see what you're saying.
But what Mikey Poo was trying to tell me was that if you just, like, you kind of gotta let it out there, you know, be vulnerable for a second, and fucking...
And then nobody hits it, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, if nobody hits it...
That's the new rule?
If nobody hits it, then you gotta just say it in your head, because that's not fair.
Well, what if it's just too good?
See,
you have to
Alex and I are saying
that's how I feel. If your mama joke is like, if you just feel like it's the spiffiest fucking your mama joke in the fucking planet,
well,
then you have to say it.
I see that, but I would, if you did that and you set it up, if you set it up and then nobody said anything and then you hit the cue, then I would giggle instead of laugh.
Yeah. What if you thought it out like a fucking comedian, you know? Like, because comedians think out like stuff and shit, but like, at this specific point, I'm not giving myself that much credit, you know? But like...
I'm not a wise guy, though.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, God.
We're
Your mama
Jerry's
joke
house,
fucking cast.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
welcome everybody.
Yeah, we are recording. We are live.
We got a whole bunch of people on today. We got Mikey Poo.
Yo.
Mikey Pizzle.
That's me, baby.
Shizzle.
And if a couple other folks want to be on, they can be on as fucking well.
As fucking well.
We got Kaya and we got Rachel.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Chillin'.
Hell
Like
yeah.
villains.
But I don't know, I feel like
Kaya's trying to act like she's not on, but she's on. Just in case y'all...
Kaya, this is your first time, huh?
No.
No? Okay.
She sat in for a
Oh,
couple.
yeah, okay. Is this going to be your first full one?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. That's what I was thinking.
hell yeah.
Not mine. But yeah, crazy week.
Yeah.
Crazy
It's
week.
been
It's been
fucking
an intense week.
It's been a fucking crazy, like, there's so much shit that I don't know. It was like this last year for me, but, like, there's so much shit that fucking changes at this point of the year for me, like, and, like, I feel like a lot of people, like, I just see so many people, like, moving and, like, shit like that at this point in time for some reason. I don't know why. Like, when I was moving my fucking mattress. I fucking saw like 3 other people moving their mattress. And I don't know, it was probably just coincidence, you know. But it's just like, you know, this is the time of change, you know. This is the
Well, and so all the trees are turning orange and yellow and red and fucking all that shit. But at the same time, this is the perfect time to move because if you move right now, boom, you're straight. If you move in a month, it's probably gonna be snow.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be way too fucking cold that everything's gonna hurt moving.
Yeah.
That's what I learned is fucking, even with working my job, my roofing job, it's like 4 weeks ago it was good, but now it's so cold in the mornings that when you lift stuff in the mornings and you're like trying to do stuff in the mornings, everything hurts.
Everything hurts when it's cold.
And it's like when you, it's like not like a hurt, but it's like it is a hurt.
Hurts.
It's like
it's
not like a pain. Okay, it's not like a I got a cut pain. It's like it's so fucking cold.
It's like raw.
It's like I'm so fucking cold and this is so fucking cold that it fucking hurts.
You ever fucking high five somebody when it's freezing outside?
Don't
and it's
do
just
that.
like, ow, or like catch a football when you're a kid. You know, it's just,
dude.
Yeah.
and it fucking hurts. Like
When I played football, I
bitch.
played football for a couple years, multiple years, but
Your mama played football for most.
football doesn't end until like the end of November. Well, at least like Little League football doesn't. Regular football ends in February, but Little League football ends in like the end of November, maybe the beginning of December. And so a lot of the times, because I played football for like 8 years,
Yeah.
and I went through El Nino and El La Nina cycles, and so like some years it'd be still warm, well barely snowing at the very end of the season, but then there'd be some years where it's snowing midway through the season, so you're playing football games in the middle of the fucking cold.
Fuck that.
And that shit, dude, if you didn't have hand warmers in your gloves while you're everyone had to have gloves on. If you didn't have gloves on, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Like you fucking go to tackle somebody, your arm's dead. Ah! But like fucking everybody had gloves on. But on top of that, if you didn't have hand warmers in your gloves, then your hands still were cold, and so like anything you did hurt, like including catching a ball.
Okay.
That fucking shit hurt.
That's raw.
The worst. But the first 3 years I played, I just had regular gloves, and then after that, the next like 5 years I played fucking. I got these Under Armour gloves, and they had a pouch on top of your hand that you'd open, and it was like just enough to put a hand warmer in there.
Yeah.
So you'd open it and put it in there, so it'd like warm your hand up while you're playing. So fucking shake 30 minutes before you leave to practice. And then fucking put it in there, and then you're like straight. But it's still way too cold. And then you get tackled in the winter. Oh god, there's a whole nother level of pain. Because it's like the pain of getting tackled, which isn't that much, but it's like you're also cold, so it's like you get shocked.
Dude, I never played football, but me and my friends would play like smear the queer all the time. I know that's probably not socially acceptable at this point in time. But,
It's
like,
not politically correct.
Smear the man.
Yeah, smear whatever.
Smear
but,
the
like,
person.
It's a pretty like, but it was fucked, dude. Like that's a fucked up game, you know. You get tackled by a whole, like my friends are ruthless, you know. They would just fucking tackle the fuck out of
Smear
me.
the queer was crazy because it's like you go for who has the ball, but the craziest game I ever played out of all football was it's called Meet Me in the Alley.
Meet Me in the Alley, yeah. I've seen
And
that
so
one.
like you know you got your whole team and you make an alley because there's like 15 people on one side, 15 people on the other side. So it's like a line of people.
Yeah.
And there's an alley in the middle. And then one person on the top of the right side has the ball, and one person on the bottom of the left side is the tackler.
Trying to get
And you guys both have to go on the outside of the alley, so you guys can't see each other. And then you guys go into the alley. You go around the people and go into the alley, and then you see each other. And you're only 15 people away. And like as soon as you see each other, it's like, oh god, here it goes. And you know, it's like, if you're the tackler, you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking fuck this nigga up. If you're the ball handler, you're like, I'm gonna fucking shoulder the fuck out of this nigga. Yeah. And whoever fucks up, just like the whole team's watching, you know. They're the wall. They're the wall. And so like everyone's watching you, and it's like that's where you see kind of your strengths and weaknesses.
Every once in a while you get that huge guy that you come up
against.
against.
I was the huge guy.
Dude, that probably causes brain damage, honestly, just doing that.
All
type
the
of shit.
football does.
Yeah, dude.
All the football does, dude. But that's the thing, that's why they have like certain things like you can't spear people.
Which
where
is
just like
when
go
you turn
straight
into a
head first.
spear, when you like use your head as the
you
weapon.
lead with your head.
Like you turn into a spear.
Yeah.
But that's because it's gonna hurt the other person too much. Because they do care about safety.
Fuck that, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why you have super pads. But you can't spear them because first off, it's gonna hurt them. Even if you hit them where the pads are, it's still gonna hurt them because it's your helmet and your whole body's behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And on top of that, if you hit them hard enough, then you can kink your neck and crack your neck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like that's not what's the word? It's not illegal. It's
immoral.
no. It's against the rules.
Stupid.
It's against the rules.
Out of
Like
regulation
you get
or
like taken out of the game if you do that.
Ejected.
Oh.
It's not illegal.
Get like a flag
it's against
or
the
something.
rules. Against the rules is I guess
Yeah,
what I was
that's
looking
what
for.
Oh yes.
But I don't know. Football was a whole crazy thing. It's like fucking. You got your game plan, you know, and like.
Yeah.
And you have your game plan of what you're gonna do, and then you have the other. You have to like, keep in count that like the other team has their game plan of what they're gonna do, and you gotta like.
Yeah.
Do your game plan while avoiding their game plan.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
When I played football, I was like the two most important people. I played both sides, and that's why I like quit. I guess I don't know. I just hated it.
Dude, I fucking heard that back when they didn't have as many pads, when they had like the leather helmets and
Fuck
shit.
that.
Back in the day, that they wouldn't hit each other as hard and shit like that, so they wouldn't get as many concussions and things like that because there wasn't as many like abrupt stops and they were a lot more careful. Just like how the UFC fighters, like a lot of people think that they should go fucking bare fist because like the gloves make it so they can hit a lot fucking harder without like hurting themselves, you know. So it's like not as much of a fair thing, you know. Like
Oh really?
yeah, and
so in a sense it gives them an advantage.
if you think about it, like
Oh my gosh.
if you're running into somebody with a helmet, you're still hitting you're still stopping.
Yeah.
That your brain is still like, okay, like humans, their brains will just fucking slap around in your skull.
Blah blah blah.
Slap around in your skull. There's
like that.
animals like mountain goats and shit like that have like fibers that like connect their brain to their skull so they can ram each other and
Yeah.
shit like that. But
A
humans aren't
goddamn
meant for that
membrane.
kind of fucking.
Just
That's
some,
why
like,
we
jelly.
get concussions and stuff,
Yeah.
you know. But humans aren't meant for that kind of fucking abrupt impact, you know. That's why personally I stopped skating fucking stairs and stuff because like it was fucking up my knees and I didn't want to get brain damage because that abrupt fucking impact every fucking time it could fuck you up, you know.
See,
Your brain's just slapping around in there.
what's crazy about that is there was this one coach. He coached for like 4 out of the 8 years I played. But a full team is like 20 to 30 people, you know. And so that nigga, like whoever's team he coached, like this nigga had a dent in his forehead, and fucking he would just every single person. The reason he had a dent is because he'd go to every single person on the team. We'd line up at the end of the practice, and then you'd go up to all of us, and you have your face mask that's attached to your helmet, and he would grab your face mask and headbutt you, and he would headbutt you so hard that it hurt your head, and that nigga's just going down the whole line headbutting 30 people, you know, and that nigga was just chill with it and fucking. But he had a big old dent in his head, but at the same time, like...
A dent in your head?
But at the same time, like, for him, I talked to him a couple
Yeah.
different times, and, like, he said, like, it got to the point where it doesn't really hurt him anymore.
Yeah, but like brain damage is a serious thing.
It probably doesn't hurt that much after a while, but
Yeah, you probably got nerve damage, son.
Right? Speaking of nerve damage, so one crazy story is my mom, she did something to her back. I can't remember. I don't remember what she did, but down your spine, like, there's a big, huge, like, the way I look at it is like a power cord. Like, you got a thick power cord going down your...
Positive, negative?
Well, no, it's a power cord, like an extension cord, you know?
Uh-huh.
You got a thick one going down your whole entire back.
One, bro.
And that has, like, all your nerves that go, like, everywhere they need to be from your brain, you know?
Yeah.
And it, like, distributes them. And it's really thick all the way down to the bottom, to your tailbone, because your legs have tons of fucking nerves in them. And so it's like this thick old thing in the back of your, like, down your spine. And my mom, she had one of her spine bones get misplaced. And so it, like, went into that channel of nerves. And it literally melted her spinal bone.
Oh, from the electricity.
From the electricity going down, that when the doctor did an X-ray of it, he said it looked like a melted crayon, because it just fucking melted that shit, and fucking when I heard that, I was like, whoa, like that's a lot of energy going up and down your fucking spine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But That's why I fucking...
Imagine how much energy it takes to run this beast, you know?
10,000 watts. That's how big my fucking generator is.
10,000 watts?
Or 10,000 suns.
Michael, 10,000 watts.
So well, we're pretty much machines that turn food into electricity.
But the extra electricity, the extra waste that we don't turn into electricity, we turn into poop.
Yeah.
But then the natural system, I guess, at least it's not like this for humans anyway. But poop's supposed to fucking help the environment, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But fucking, there's too many people at this point, but fucking...
So you have to make weird food, and the weird food isn't good for the earth, and that's why we
It makes you poop more.
Cause okay, so here's one thing that's crazy about that. So Simba, when I open his bag of food and it's fresh, it's like woo! It smells like kind of good. It smells like
you want to just grab a handful.
Well, no, I wouldn't eat it. It just smells really good. Like it smells like some quality cat. Yeah, quality cat food. Like compared to other cat food, because I went through at least like 20 brands with that little nigga.
I can vouch for this shit. Like fucking Alex's cat is like a fucking one of the most beautiful cats I've seen. He looks like the picture of the cat on the fucking food bag. Like,
yeah, because I noticed like with different food brands, and if you feed your pets tap water, it can cause things like rust in their eyes and rust in different things, and cause things in their shedding and things in their fur, and like you can see it because you are what you eat. And so anyway, so like his shit smells good when I open it, and then when that nigga eats it, when he vomits, I'm totally cool with picking it up with my hands and throwing it away because like it smells like exactly like the bag, and like it's cool. And then his poops smell gross when he takes them, but after I pick them up, they don't smell bad. But I don't know. In all general, fucking because he eats really good food, it like all the bad things that cat owners have to go through aren't that bad for me.
Yeah, dude, it's like when you go to Buffalo Wild Wings or like when you go like eat like a fucking healthy meal, like that's a different poop you're gonna take. You know?
Yeah. Well, and like one thing that I like read on the internet the other day, I didn't learn anything from it. It's already things that I knew. It just pieced the parts together that I didn't piece together. It's like you are what you eat, and the way what that means is like every 7 years, every single cell in your whole entire body, besides the 6 most important cells that are there when you're born as a baby, those stay there your whole life. But every
6
other
cells?
Yeah, it's the tetrahedron.
That's
but they make it
Isn't that what you fucking supposedly turn into when you astral project?
Yeah, and that's what you turn into when you astral project too.
Dude,
and those cells never change. But anyways, real quick. So
real quick, but I have a question for you after this.
Yeah, and so all other cells in your body though, they die off every 7 years. And so how do you replace them? It's by what you eat, because that's what you put in your body. And so that's what comes out of your body.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever doesn't come out of your poop comes out in your body. Like your everything, including your emotions, you know? And so it's like, I already knew all of that. It's just that for some reason I didn't put together that what you eat turns into what you are.
Yeah, just how important it is.
And that's how important eating good things is.
Yeah.
And so that's, I don't know, that was crazy.
That's what I've realized lately too, dude. I haven't been on my regular, like, because I usually really fucking healthy, you know, like, and I just haven't been, you know, just because, like, just the whole fuck shit stack. But I feel like once I fucking just do it, you know, it's gonna be so much fucking easier. But and it's coming back. But fucking it's just a matter of fucking doing it. But I was gonna fucking ask you, have you been fucking with like any astral projecting type shit or like weird dreaming type shit lately or anything like that?
I prefer to lucid dream over astral projecting, because astral projecting, I've done it a lot and it scares me.
It's hella scary.
It's really scary because you
I feel like I don't make it back every time.
You always make it back. That's what your third chakra up is for.
So explain what astral projection
Okay, so
is exactly.
so here's the difference in lucid dreaming and astral projection because they're almost on the same line.
Mm-hmm.
It's that when you lucid dream, you're in your body and you're dreaming, and you notice it, and you're able to come into that, and so that you can control that dream being in your body. Even though, I mean, the dream is still wild, it's still crazy shit that happens, but you're at least, like, you at least notice that you're there.
You're self-aware.
You're self-aware, and so at that point you can kind of make decisions in that dream, even though it's kind of like a dream state. An astral projection is where you're dreaming, but you're not in your body. So
your consciousness is experiencing a different
So
part.
if you look down or up or left or right, there's nothing there. It's because you can't see the star tetrahedron that you are at that time.
Yeah.
So you only see what's in the dream. And so it's like those are the weird ones where like you go different places or you do different things. Because when you lucid dream, you're whatever it is that powers everything, it still kind of keeps you grounded to the laws of this world that we're in right now. Yeah. Whereas astral projection doesn't bound you to any laws. And you're not anything. You're just your thing.
So what do you mean? Like I could go to my dad's house and just like see what's going on.
If you can control it that well, I've gotten to the point where I can create some things, but even that is super hard to do because most of the time you just fly with it and you just fly where you're going. That's like the first like 30 times to 50 times that you do it. Then you can kind of start creating things and doing things, and it's still even hard at that point. But there's people that write books and stuff on astral projecting and talk about astral projecting, and people have gone like the dark side of the moon and like other planets.
I think I've heard
and
those
like,
stories about that or something.
And like inside the pyramids and like all this crazy stuff, because at that point you're more or less just connecting your energy, your soul's energy, to like the world, and you can kind of go wherever.
So what does that star tetrahedron or whatever it is, what does that have to do with the success?
It's just it's like the first
points of it?
Yeah, the points of it are like the first cells that are cool. Like when a sperm injects into an egg, they have to like combine, you know, because like this is one shape of energy and this is one shape of energy, and they get together, and then they start to make a they start at a dot, and then they make lines, and then it makes one line, and then it makes 6 other lines. It makes a star tetrahedron, and those lines never change throughout your whole entire life.
So what are you talking about, those lines? Because does that represent itself into your DNA somehow, or
is it just like a way of explaining something?
It's more or less like, okay, so here's where it gets complicated, because with your human body, everything's kind of rounded out.
Yeah.
And every round...
Isn't that stuff that holds you together, or no?
Well, it's like your original energy, like before it starts to round out, before it starts to make like actual shapes and stuff.
So where are these cells?
We're trying to make everything
They're supposed to be where your green chakra is.
In your chest somewhere?
Yeah, in your chest. So I can imagine them being around your heart. I don't.
Aren't all your chakras by a gland?
Yeah, exactly. That's what's fucking weird.
That's what's crazy too. You were talking about how your aunt fucking like maybe that's just like all the fucking shit going, you know?
So isn't that your endocrine system, all your glands and shit?
I guarantee it. It has to do with your heart, because the green chakra is not your throat chakra. It's the middle chakra. You have 7 chakras.
It's the
and it's the middle one.
Solar plexus.
Solar plexus.
Solar plexus.
It's the one that. Okay, so you have millions of chakras. It's just that
those are the main hubs.
We like to go main.
There's like
because you're not gonna memorize them, you know. It's like you kind of go by the main points. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah, because we have all kinds of meridians all over the body. That's what they do with acupuncture. You know, they fucking get all those meridians. But I was just looking up. Yeah, the green chakra is the one associated with the heart chakra.
Yeah. The solar plexus. I'm 99.
The solar plexus is the stomach.
Oh yeah, the solar plexus. The solar plexus is the one that keeps you in this body.
Because I don't know. I even have this right here. Green.
Yeah, all the colors.
The third one up.
So the what chakras? It keeps you what?
So the one your belly button.
It keeps you what though?
It keeps you grounded to your body.
When you astral
project.
Well,
doesn't the root
so my stomach chakra is off. Like
well, no. Even if it's off, even if it's a bad chart, even if you haven't taught it anything, no matter what, it's connected. And so no matter how far you venture, you're always gonna come back. Even if you feel like you're not. That's just because on the way back you have some bumps and rough patches. But no matter what, you're always gonna come back because. It's like a little gel coming out of you, or a little string coming out of you. And no matter what, even if you think you're going through a rough patch where you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to come back, you're still pulling on that string and going back.
Okay.
Did you have like a specific way to get into like any fucking astral?
The very first thing you gotta, so you gotta start, you can't astral project until, well, you can.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
But you gotta start out with lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
And so, anyone that ever wants to venture down that road, the very first thing you ever gotta do, that I think has helped me the most, I've heard of hundreds of different ways to help other people, but the most common way for most people to start venturing in that realm is a dream book. So you gotta have a pencil and journal right next to your bed, and when you wake up, you gotta immediately write down everything you remember.
Yeah.
Even if you don't remember some certain spots, you gotta write down everything you remember, because what that does is it starts to train your brain to remember things for longer. Because normally you wake up and you're like, oh, I had that crazy dream, and for like 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, you're like, oh, I had that crazy dream, and you're thinking about it, you talk to people about it, you're thinking about it, but you're going to forget it within 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because your brain is just remembering it. And so when you write it down, it's making your brain think in two ways. It's making it think in a thought process, and it's making it think in a physical way.
Yeah.
And so that's the very first thing that got me into deeper lucid dreams, and it made it easier to lucid dream. And then there's the other things like making little habits when you're awake. That if you do that habit, that means you're awake. Because then when you're in your dream, if you're writing the dream runner and you're trying to remembering it, you're making your brain kind of remember it. And then you have the little habit that you do, and it makes you like come awake. 3 snaps,
Yeah.
And it makes you oh.
So you just kind of went about your day doing, what was your little habit?
3 snaps.
3 snaps?
Well, off to the side though.
That's crazy.
Because I always woke up by like just opening my eyes over and over, and eventually I'd be.
So fucking Mikey Poo, have you've had the experience fucking this dream? How did it go for you?
When I was like really younger, I would just start having lucid dreams. Like they just started happening over and over, and like I had vivid dreams up until a certain age. I don't know, maybe double digits, maybe till about 10.
Yeah.
I had vivid dreams, and I would remember all kinds of shit. Like I'd have nightmares, I'd have good dreams, I'd have all sorts of crazy dreams. I'd have dreams where I died. I'd have dreams where people I love died, or like someone like couldn't save me and I died, or like, and like on the other side, like I would have like out there dreams, like me and Donkey Kong were hanging out, getting chased by like killer clowns. Like, I would have fucking weird dreams. But when I would lucid dream, it was always like I would always write it until like I couldn't hang anymore, and I would just like wake up. I was like, I'm not down anymore. This is fucking. It would always like. It was like if you could picture a road that can barrel roll, like as it kind of twists down, like it was never like a straight path.
You can feel like your heart
always
beat,
feel
and
like
I don't like this.
It would always get a little bit darker and a little bit more twisted the longer I hung on.
But you're in control of it, right?
No, it was like I was on a train, and I could control things that were going on, but this train was going somewhere, and that was out of my control, and it wasn't linear.
That's how all lucid dreams are.
It wasn't
Something's
linear.
happening, but you can move within that dream. It's just something's happening.
Yeah.
So,
There's like
out.
the preset, you know.
You've seen
like
Inception, right?
Yeah.
You know how like when they first go into a dream, they're just like boom, they're in somewhere.
Yeah.
There's like a fucking snow cliff and like a bunker up there.
Yeah.
Like they're
And
just
they're in
you're
snow
just
gear,
thrown
you know,
into
like-
something.
Like you're ready to climb the mountain, but you don't know why you're there.
Check this out. I'll give you an example. I remember one vividly. This
Alright.
happened when I was like 9 or something. I was young. I played like AYSO soccer when I was a kid. I was a little fucking soccer kid, dude. You know.
Yeah.
So I had this dream, and I was playing this soccer game, dude. And this field was like afloat in an endless ocean, bro. And it was raining, bro, and it was storming, dog. And this field like had stands on either side, like big ass stands, and they're packed, bro. Everybody's there. And, like, we're playing this little soccer game, dude. There's like rain coming down, and this fucking like this whole ground is shifting, like
Some motherfuckers flying off the edge like Super Smash Brothers or some shit.
yeah, like motherfuckers are sliding off, bro, and like
I was
into
on
the
a ship
abyss.
in the sky.
And I remember like I was like in the middle, dude, and we were like playing fucking soccer or whatever, dude, and like it started shifting and shit. And I remember I seen like people like coming off the stands, and I remember thinking like, this is not good. This is fucking good. And like we were playing, and like I don't know how it was falling, but like it was getting slippery, and it was getting like more. Like the tilts were getting more severe, and like it was getting really scary, dog. And like I remember thinking like I'm just gonna get out of here, and I woke up.
See,
And it was like
for me, like with lucid dreams, like I can never like want to get out of them, no matter how hard I want to. Like I've had some where like there's, for some reason, a common one is zombies, and I just want to get it. But then at the same time, like I'm lucid dreaming, so I know I'm there. So at the same time, I'm like questioning whether or not it's real. So I don't know if it's real or not. So at the same time, I can't get out. But the only thing that's ever been consistent to kick me out of a dream is noticing something. Like okay, so one time last year, I just got brand new gray Converse and they have white laces, and then I was like, my dad gave them to me, and I was like, okay, these are cool, you know, like fucking, my dad always gives me hands down Converse whenever he's done with them. And so fucking, I was like, oh, these are fucking badass, you know. And then I went home, and then I had an old pair of Converse that I don't use because they have a lot of holes and shit, and they were black and with black laces. So I told out the black laces, put in black laces into them, and I was like, that's way badass, you know. And I went over to Mike's house, and fucking, you know, we partied or whatever, and then I fucking went home and passed out, and then I woke up, and then I went over, and it was the same day, but I went over to Mike's house again. We did almost the same shit, and then I went downstairs to leave again, in my dream, and I went to go put on my shoes, and they had white laces, and I was like, no, I changed my laces, I swear I did. And then I was like, did I? And then I was like, I totally changed my laces, boom, wake up. And, this other one, like, I had to go to Saltaire for some reason. It was a long reason, I don't want to explain it, but I went to Saltaire, and then fucking, I was with Mike and Manny and Devin, and we drove there, and then we were driving back, and Devin was driving, and I was in shotgun. And I looked over and I was like, Devin's driving? And I was like, nah.
My little brother,
fine.
he doesn't have his fucking license.
Yeah, and then I like look out my window and I'm like looking down the road as we're going, and then I look back and I'm like, Devin's driving? I was like, Devin can't drive, and then woke up. It's just like when I like noticed that things aren't what
how they should be.
I think
So,
they should be.
okay, so you're in a lucid dream state already?
Yeah, because, but here's
So
the
you
other
know
weird
you're
thing.
dreaming
But here's the other
at
weird
that
thing
point.
is, I know I'm dreaming, but as soon as I know I'm dreaming, I question whether or not I'm dreaming.
Really?
It's weird, I don't know. But then at the same time, I kind of know that I'm dreaming because weird things are going on, but it's like I let those weird things just go through my hands like water, you know?
It sounds like you're.
And then as soon as like it becomes a physical object, boom, I have to wake up because that means that I've focused too much attention on something. And it's like this treadmill's going, and I'm going along with it. And even if I had noticed that I'm lucid dreaming, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, like, this is fucking weird. This isn't right, you know? But I'm still going on the treadmill. But then as soon as I focus on something, I roll back on the treadmill and fall off. And then wake up. If that makes sense.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, dude, that's how I felt with a fucking spider crawling up my ass, dude. Cause like
50 legs, everybody.
I was
Two-legged
completely
spider.
aware of like this thing crawling up my ass, but like I just had to fucking get that bitch fucking out, dude.
And
Did I
here's
even
another
say
thing.
that on the podcast?
No, you didn't. That was
Okay, I had a fucking fucked up dream where I had this fucking thing crawling up my, like this demonic fucking thing with like 50 legs, like spider type fucking thing. Is like probably about the size of like a fucking, I don't know, probably about
Hey Arnold's
16-inch circumference, you know, 16-inch circumference. Just this like crazy thing trying to crawl right up my fucking ass, and I just grabbed this motherfucker and just like was like, nah, this is not happening.
You successfully stopped him?
Oh, I stopped him, dude.
And then you woke up?
Oh, I
It felt
stopped.
gross. It felt gross, but then I woke up.
Was he already halfway up and you just had to like yank
Dude, I
him
could
out?
feel him like creeping, you know. It was
Creepy,
not.
dude.
And one
It was not coach, dude.
One
That's
crazy
one thing.
one crazy thing going, like, tying into, like, everything that we're talking about. And also tying to everything that we're not talking about.
Don't let fucking demons crawl in your ass.
No, is that, like...
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
I was talking to my friend earlier this week about some... I don't want to say it because it's knowledge that if it's asked, I'll give it, but... I was talking to my friend about some spiritual meaning of a certain thing. Spiritual or whatever the fuck it is. Matrix identity of something.
I got a fucking question for you.
And I was like, you know, like, this means this and this and this and this. And I was like, it's nice to think about things like that, you know, because it kind of makes me feel like I'm going more towards the truth of things, like more towards the bare necessities of what actually things mean. But I also told him, I was like, but I like to keep my head in both places. I like to keep my head in reality, and I like to keep my head in this place that I think is more of a truth than reality, because in the end, I don't know which one's real. And in the end, I would prefer to keep my mind open with both of them, so that I can kind of switch from like, oh no, it means this in reality, but also, no, it means this in like this thing that millions of people that are going towards, you know, and it's like, I can see truth in both sides, but I like to stay right in the middle.
Yeah. That's probably the way to be, dude.
How was Nolan?
It wasn't Nolan, that's the thing.
Was it?
Dude, I was
I was giving, I wasn't receiving.
Oh,
I was
you're pitching, bro?
Oh god.
No, dude, but like, I've just been like thinking a lot lately, you know, about certain things, you know, because I know there's I know there's all kinds of fucking energies, you know, or whatever the fuck, you know, like, and I feel like whatever tried to crawl in my ass was like some demonic shit, dude, like.
Have you ever seen The Matrix?
Dude, that's why I'm wondering, like, well, like...
Oh, yeah, the belly button. That creature that goes in his belly button. Yeah.
It was, dude!
You're being dragged!
Dude, it was like that shit. But
That's what I thought of the first time you said that.
But what I was fucking... that's probably what's fucking happening right now. What the fuck did they do in The Matrix? They just put...
So in The Matrix,
you're gonna turn into Neo,
so they know that
Neo...
They know that... Okay, so... In The Matrix...
I didn't let it crawl.
The people outside of the program... know that this dude is very important, and so they want to bring him out of the Matrix. And the Matrix is controlled by agents who are like the mastermind programmers, and they can turn into anything in the Matrix.
No, they're just a program in the Matrix.
Yeah, and they can turn into anything. And so the program kind of knows when things are starting to get a little off whack, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's their program. And so they started to notice that this dude was about to be tracked out to the real world, and the program wants to know where the people are in the real world so that they can send the sentry the Centroids or whatever,
so
to them to kill them in real life instead of in the program.
They're trying to slay.
So they
bug
him.
Neo, which he would have had the bug even if he got out of the Matrix.
No, yeah, he would have had it even if he went outside the Matrix.
That's on my mind, just like word.
And so they bug him. And they basically put this weird thing in his body, and it goes inside of his body.
Yeah,
fucking belly. Yeah, the fucking. Yeah. And fucking.
Jesus Christ, that thing's real.
That thing's fucking real. And fucking, they bug him so that they can try and find out where the home base is in real life.
So they gotta suck it out of him.
And then they had to suck it out of him because they can't take you out of the Matrix if with a bug in you.
No, I'm not.
Nah, dude, but
He's all like searching the
targeting it.
What I'm really curious about, which I guess are probably fucking should be. But
sorry, I'm excited.
I don't know, because if that there's everything, you know, and like I feel like I've maybe seen some like fucking Satan shit, you know, like
I seen some crazy shit one time, Mike.
Like I don't even know how to really explain it or whatever, you know, but like whatever a dark fucking energy, whatever it is, it's maybe part of my mind, whatever the fuck it was. Maybe it's because it's been a weird time in life at this point. Maybe that's why my mind is creating these things. But like I don't know, I'm just curious if anybody's ever seen anybody's ever seen any sort of just so it's so fucking detailed I can't even explain it. You know?
I don't know, I can't talk about it.
I don't know why,
that's
but
how
I feel like
that kind of thing.
You can't talk about it. Why?
I feel like the less you don't want to. You don't want to give something attention that you don't understand. You know what I mean? We could talk about it, but you want to tread with care. Remember I was telling you all about that? Remember that place I lived on 114th South and 13th East? There's something was there, right? When we moved in, immediately Shara just saged the whole place. She didn't even check it out. She was just like, whatever, we're just saging it.
Sage?
Just burned a bunch of sage, just saged it up. This thing did not like that. We didn't even get a chance to see what was going on. You know what I mean? Kind of irritated the situation, and then brought some sacred shit in and resaged it and burnt the sacred fucking whatever shit too, and that thing got more and more twisted the longer we lived there. It would lay on you when you were trying to go to sleep and
That's
you feel this pressure.
Thing.
I think my curiosity gets the best of me sometimes because I'm almost fascinated, you know, at a certain level, you know,
I've heard of people that get too fascinated of certain things and you get what you wish for.
Getting into some Ouija board shit or something.
Yeah, dude, that's some real shit. And if you think about it, you have the bounds of what is possible to encounter are non-existent. There are no bounds.
But that's the thing is
you might not be able to fucking fully comprehend what you come into contact with. You know what I'm saying?
This world is these laws are laws. You know, you think that these things are things, and this has to happen, this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
But once it comes into a different realm,
you don't want to give it attention. You know what I mean? That's just period.
It's
you're inviting it in, basically.
Yeah, basically.
You're inviting in something from a different realm, which that realm has. I wouldn't say no boundaries. I would say almost no boundaries. You know? And it depends on what surface you're scratching.
Yeah, and I guess it's just
but then at
so
the same time,
paradigm shattering, you know, because I'm so fucking I'm a stubborn fuck, you know, and
it's not paradigm shattering.
It is for me, fucking.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And
I'll pack a freshie.
That's why I guess I'm so
allegedly
fascinated by it, you know, just like how I'm fascinated with a lot of the things I see, you know, and I guess whenever I look at most things, I try to look at it with an open curiosity and a playfulness,
a lot of things that I arbitrarily wish for to myself come true in a fucked up way.
Like, explain.
My friend hung himself last week. One of my best friends.
So what, did you wish that to yourself in some way?
No. But I can't remember what conclusion I had drawn, but it was something. It was before he had died. I don't know. That was a poor example because now I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know.
One crazy thing is thinking about I hate to say steps, but I think I don't think steps, but like leaps of like ledges, because I don't like to say things are higher than others. I think it's all kind of even, and so like you go through your life and you like have to go leap onto a new ledge to start like a new like little same metaphor as you gotta flip a page.
There's like one big change that creates a
that like creates a new chapter, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that like, for example, things that you've gone through, the things that are happening to you currently, it's like you're leaping to that new boundary, and so that you get to like experience more things, but you have to go through that thing that got you to that new boundary. That basically lets you experience and learn more. But it's just that you have to go through a lot of fucked up shit to jump, you know, because like you're like you feel comfortable at the ledge that you're at. So why jump to the next ledge if you feel comfortable?
Right.
And so you're kind of forced into feeling finding some fucked up shit, so that you have to jump because you know that it's gonna be better.
Yeah, I used to like.
That's what I keep trying to tell myself.
In order to like kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of a subconscious thing I do, like kind of judge where I'm at in life. And I'd kind of like ask myself, like, how happy have I been lately? Like, how have I been feeling lately? And I used to use that as like a determiner, like, okay, obviously I'm happy, so everything I've been doing, just keep doing that, and it's working. But now I'm realizing that a lot of the times when you have the most growth or the most change is when you're going through a period of pain, a period of like pain and suffering. So it's like now when I'm going through those, it's like it's not like I am necessarily like judging that pain of being like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, you know. It's more just like, okay, what is this trying to show me? What is this trying to teach me? And it's, you know.
Well, and the crazy thing about that is a majority of people that are famous, before they got famous, they had to go through something that was like almost life crippling, you know, or like something that changed their life,
knocked them back really far or something.
One good example of an actor is Robert Downey Jr. He got sentenced to prison for something, and after he came out of prison, he started acting, and now he's like one of the top paid actors.
Now he's
and then,
fucking beast Iron Man, you know.
Kanye West was kind of getting his foot in the door, but he wasn't really getting anywhere. And then he got his jaw stomped out and had to wear a...
like curb stomp?
Yeah, and he had to wear a fucking...
He's from Chicago.
Isn't that why he talks funny?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because, he used to have a different tone in his voice, and then he got curb stomped, and then fucking... He had to wear one of those braces around his whole neck.
I remember that.
The circle one. And
that was
around his face that held his jaw in place.
Kanye West?
Yeah, and then he still went and played shows with that on. And then he became famous.
That's trooper, dude.
Oh,
and like,
yep, that'll do it.
Graduation.
Those are just two, like an example of an actor, an example of an artist, you know. But like, there's hundreds, like most people that become famous, they persevere through their their weakest time, their like groundbreaking time. They just, because a lot of people, it's easy to give up or to try less when something bad happens. But if you keep going and keep going and keep that energy going, you know, that's when you're at your lowest time. And so we've talked about it on previous podcasts, but that's when like you don't ever want to go back there, you know. You just want to kick off and go and go and go and go
I
and
wish
go and go
I could
and go
harness
and go.
that energy whenever I want it, Doug.
But the thing
like making yourself have an adrenaline rush. You can train yourself to do that. Imagine if you could train yourself Have you ever heard of it's like audio something something, like if you can, when you listen to a song, it puts you in a mind state that you were in once upon a time. You can train your brain. Imagine training your brain to fucking hit that energy, dog, like a fucking crack pipe, you know what I mean?
Well, then I feel like
Wim Hof breathing fucking creates
Wim Hof your ass
fucking adrenaline in your fucking in your blood and everything, dude. So like, it's all possible, you know. It's all possible. It's just a matter of fucking doing it.
How dedicated you
I'm
want to
just a fucking bitch sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
all I know is that hard times bring the good times, and good times bring the hard times. And it's all just a big old wavelength.
And the closer you get to realizing that, the easier the hard times get.
And the worst.
No, the better it all gets.
The better it all gets. It's just then it.
Who the fuck knows?
Your mom will fucking.
Forgot what the fuck we're talking about.
Mom will never forget.
And it just becomes a smaller wave and a smaller wave and a smaller wave.
We're just waving over here.
I see what you're saying.
A smaller wave and a smaller wave.
I can see what you're saying.
We just a wave on a wave on a wave.
Ripple in the ocean.
That's a good song, Ripple.
Call there?
Grateful there.
Yeah, I'm fucking feeling it.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We got weird on that one.
Love y'all, motherfuckers.
That was, I don't know. I'm glad we got weird
If
on
you
that
lasted,
hope you
high five.
one. Fuck yeah. And fucking
around the circle.
I don't know. I've been wanting to fucking get a little bit deeper with Alex's fucking lucid dreaming. So fucking especially on the podcast.
That's pretty
But
good.
fucking, that's some good podcast material for sure.
Yeah.
Bye. Fucking much love, everybody.
Peace out. Thanks for listening.
Keep slaying it.